Hi, this is Rainbow Harmony, here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And this is a personal reading. It's just a quick one. It's a follow-up for someone I recently did a reading with, but I just felt led to draw more cards for them after hearing their story because I just feel for you. Oh my gosh. Your story, first of all, you're a really good writer. You're a beautiful writer. I don't know if I mentioned that, if I picked up on that during your reading, but obviously I've seen that now and you should really look into that. Maybe you could even write your story, turn it into a book or something. Maybe it'll be really cathartic and help you. Cause it's a really fascinating story. What's happened between you and this person, I must say. Right away, I'm gonna say from these cards I pulled, I'm really getting this feeling like this whole thing that's happening with you and this person, it totally has to do with past lives. So you might even want to look into a past life regression or doing some type of past life meditation. It could help you realize why you have this dynamic with this person, and it can help you find some peace. When all else fails, that's what I do. When I can't figure out what's happening between me and a certain person, or like, why I'm stuck in this pattern, or why, whenever I've got that big why question and there's just no answer, sometimes you can go back to past life, Now there's a reason we don't remember that stuff. A lot of times we're not meant to, but you can, if you want to, go back and hash that out, But it's basically kind of an and then what situation, You kind of have to figure out what you're going to do with that information. And a lot of times it's just going to lead you back inside for healing. So I hope that makes sense, but basically you might be able to get somewhere trying some type of past life regression or meditation, but ultimately it's going to take you back to some core wound that you're going to have to heal. So, at least from my experience. Here's what I asked. I'm asking, is there another woman in this person's life? Is he inviting someone else to that thing you're talking about, banquet or whatever? I asked, will this relationship turn romantic? Then I asked for any comfort or advice for you. These cards flew out. I asked, what should you do? This one just flew out. And then I was just like, why? And then I pulled these cards. I was like, why is this happening? Why is this happening to you? You can't always know why. Look who came out again. The Secret Keeper. It's like, you're not really supposed to know. Unfortunately, this is just something you have to go through. And I know it's so painful. But I am getting a little bit more information off this, okay? I don't think there's someone in this guy's life. I think he is... This card, I've been pulling it a lot the past few years. I haven't been pulling it very much recently, and I have noticed a huge shift in my life. But I have to say, when I was pulling this a lot, it was where I was going through a time of solitude. This bear is pretty much just like, get in the cave and shut up. Like, it's for people who need to just rest and really be alone and really sort through stuff. It has to do with karma, This card I pull whenever I'm pushing too hard and I'm going too fast and I'm trying too much, when what I'm really supposed to be doing is just resting and retreating. So it makes me think, first of all, there's some type of karmic connection with you and this person. Some type of soul contract. There's some lessons you guys are learning from each other, and it's like some type of agreement between you guys. All I'm really grabbing off this card is that, the past life thing I was saying is kind of coming out of this card. So it makes me think that, no, I don't think this guy's looking for a relationship, so you might want to consider the fact that this isn't personal to you. He's got a lot of fear in this area, But I do feel like when he comes out of this period in his life, there are going to be some changes. I feel like he's been stuck for a long time. And you guys, likewise, in this cycle, whatever is happening between you, this 20 years, you know what I'm saying? Also, Well, I'll just get to that later. Honestly, this has to do with hesitation. He's very hesitant to really move forward in this relationship area of his life. It's not just you. He might play it off like he's got it together and like he doesn't care and he's all confident and stuff, but he's not, you know. And, you know, the connection you guys do have is very special. I am feeling like this energy here. And like I said, this is like the karma card. So there is a connection. But he's very hesitant. He's hesitant to move forward, even though this could be so abundant for him. Like you guys coming together, there's a lot of abundance there. Like the energy would attract a lot of good things into both of your lives. I think you feel that too. Like I think I picked up on that on the last reading. But it's like he's just trying to stay grounded. I feel like this is a message to you that if you're going to come at him in any way, to be playful. Just be playful with him, because there's a lot of seriousness surrounding him. It's going to be easy for him to be negative. It's going to be easier for him to get down on himself and to be like confused and be just kind of bitter and upset. And maybe that's why he's pushed you away, because you know, when I was going through this, I pushed everyone in my life away. And that's what's happening. So it's not personal. He's pushing you away because he needs that space and room to grow. So respect that. Respect the fact that sometimes people need to go off alone in order to change and to grow. It's a really important and vital part of the journey, and yourself as well. But he's trying not to get emotional. He's afraid of emotions. He's afraid to express himself, and that's the blockage here with him. He is afraid of his own emotions and that side of himself, and I feel like he learned somewhere along the journey that it wasn't okay for him to be like that. So he almost feels this wrongness when he goes there, when he feels that way about someone. Like I feel like he's just a very business person, just all business, you know. But there's gonna come a time where he realizes how empty he is, you know. I feel like he does crave and long for connection, and I feel like you don't know this, but you might be one of the closest people to him, you know. That's why, and I feel like, you know what though, I feel like you do know. I feel like you do know that you guys have this really special connection. You might be one of the only people he's actually interacting with, you know. But so in short, no, there's no one else. It's just the other person, the elephant in the room or whatever, is his baggage, you know. And I could probably go into it if I really wanted to, like, go deep into this. I could probably pull up his childhood, or like what happened with his parents, or like maybe there was another girlfriend along the line that really twisted the knife, you know. And that kind of stuff can really, it can F people over for years and years and years. What needs to happen is like this healing and this time of solitude to recover and regenerate so they can, you know, move forward and grow on their path. Unfortunately, some people never make it out of this cave. They just go in and they never come back out. But we'll have to see if that's him, you know. I don't know. I feel like, unfortunately, there's some growth that's happening in his life. It's very personal that you can't really help with. And you're a healer and you're an empath and you want to help and you want to participate and you want to give them that light and you want to be kind and nurturing and supportive, but it ends up that person is going to take it, he's going to take it the wrong way because he wants to be strong and he wants to be like the dude or whatever, and he wants to feel like he has it all together. He likes to be grounded. He likes to think that he's smarter because he doesn't go into his emotions. He likes to think that he's got his head on straighter, but he doesn't realize that by disconnecting himself from this side, it's causing imbalances, and that it's causing, you know, him to disconnect from his intuition, which your intuition coupled with your logic is what helps you make good decisions. You know, you can't just 100% rely on your intuition. You also have to be grounded in the 3D and rely on logic. The problem here is this guy, he needs to be a little bit more playful, a little bit more balanced, a little bit more spontaneous, open. He needs to touch bases with that intuition. If you end up connecting with him in any way, then nature is going to help. If you guys ever hang out or get together, just suggest that you do it in nature, because I feel like this person needs to be grounded and they're overwhelmed, and it could be that they even have mommy issues, and so you just being a woman might be triggering them. Unfortunately, you know, I've met some men where I could just tell instantly that they were triggered by me because I'm Female, I'm more of a, well, I'm don't 100% consider myself female. I'm more like a they. I'm kind of subscribed to that whole, like, no gender thing. But anyways, for all intents and purposes, you know, I'm female. And so and I like to express my feminine side a lot. And a lot of men, I've realized I'm psychic, so I can kind of just recognize people and mommy issues and stuff right away. Like, a lot of the ones who've had that trauma and past with a mom are triggered by me. If their mom was like more of a dominant personality, and I can just be sitting there and being nice and having conversation and whatever, not even being like pushy, because I can be like that sometimes, and they will be like uneasy, and I can feel their energy, and I can just tell like I'm triggering them. And I think that some people are just so sensitive. If they have one trauma with one woman, it's just like they have a hard time with all women, and that could be what's happening here. But once again, I don't want to get too much into his personal life because this is more about you. But I'm hoping that can provide some clarity. Like, you have to remember that the attachment that people have with their parents and like their primary relationships and their relationships early in life, a lot of times is going to set the tone for the relationships the rest of their life. Unless people make a conscious choice to, you know, heal. That's what I'm doing. I've been led to this journey because I made a conscious choice to kind of heal from a lot of stuff like that. So obviously I'm speaking about this because I understand it. So just don't feel, the thing is here is I feel like you're taking this very personally. And I don't think it's personal because these cards aren't saying that. So, you know, what if this wasn't about you? What if this person does have true feelings for you? It's just they need to work through some stuff, you know? Like, maybe you guys have this soul contract, and you know, believe it or not, maybe just by being you really are helping him. But you're going to have to be careful. Give him more of that playful energy and trust and respect this part of his journey. This is very serious. He needs this time alone. And, you know, now, is this going to turn romantic? I feel like I need a clarifier here. I think my goddess deck is going to tell me. Tell me. I'm shuffling the cards. I'm going to pull one more clarifier. Because I see that new path card, and I'm like, what's up with this? Interesting. I'm sorry. I know you said you've spoken to like many psychics, and no one can give you a clear answer. And I swear, if I saw one, I would. And I have given people like yes answers and no answers. Like, I will get that. I'm just gonna try to center and like really channel. Like, I'm like, please tell us, because I know how hard this is for you. I feel like this situation is coming to a head, and that you are going on a new path. You have learned a lot from this connection. It's grown you. I mean, it's going to. I know what that's like to love someone for years and years and years and years. And I know how that can take a toll on your heart. But I think something really even bigger is happening with you in your growth and development. Like you said, you've started this self-love journey, and I think that's where you need to put your focus. You're being taught, you're being instructed right now. This says the wheel of the year is turning. I keep telling people that. There's a new season coming. Maybe this is what prompted you to reach out for these readings, because you sense something is changing here. Maybe you're like, is something changing because did he get like a new girlfriend, or is he going to take someone to this event instead of me, kind of thing? Like I said, I don't think so. I think right now he's focusing on him. You should focus on you. I think what you're being called to do is to surrender this relationship. I don't think you're going to have to let go of it, and I do think that it's very possible that this could turn romantic, because it's like out of the muck and out of the mud grows this beautiful lotus flower. Endings and beginnings. Everything is a cycle. You know, sometimes you will obviously be united with this person at some point. Like, they're totally your twin flame, you know. You just want to know, is it going to be this life? Is it going to be next life? Should I just give this up? Should I just walk forward? And I think you should. I think you should act as if you're giving this up. I think you should walk forward. I think you should continue to have hope and continue to have faith and believe in the cyclical nature of the universe. Believe in the visions you've had and the dreams and the hopes and the wishes you've had for this connection and this person. But ultimately realize there are greater forces at work here. Sometimes it's hard from your human perspective to really understand what this connection is all about, what this karma is between you guys, and what's really supposed to happen here. And you're really being called to walk forward blindly in faith and to try something new. So I think you should continue with your self-love. You know, I got this vision in my head, and you know what? Back in the day, before I started doing readings and was psychic, my friends used to come to me all the time for love advice. And I think it's bizarre because, funny enough, I was always the one that had like the really complicated love life, and I was always like, why are they coming to me? Why do they want to know what I have? But even when I was younger, before I even like had my first boyfriend, I was giving my friends relationship advice. It's like I just knew I always had this inner wisdom. And something that came to mind was a situation that happened with one of my friends years ago. And I'm not going to get into details because I feel like this friend is probably watching. It's one of my close friends. And anyways, the advice I gave her was, it wasn't like make this guy jealous, because you don't want to play games like that. But if I was in your situation, to be completely honest, what I would probably do is I would try to distance myself from this person a little bit and really focus on me. You know, I'd eat healthy, I'd go to the gym, I'd do whatever I can to help myself feel beautiful and like good in my own skin. And, you know, maybe get my hair done and, you know, get some new clothes and just kind of like get to peace and like meditate and like, you know, just really self-care, like really do whatever it takes you to feel like confident and pretty and like comfortable. And, you know, it doesn't always have to be external. It could just be like, you know, doing some self-love and some affirmations in the mirror and stuff like that. And then I would get out there on the dating scene. You know, you will meet some people, you know, just go on dates. You don't have to like get serious or even go on a second date, but just start playing with that idea and start taking the step forward to, because this is a side of your life that is really hard for you. You're putting all your eggs in one basket with this person and you're holding yourself off from love. And I feel like what you need to do is you need to open to receive love in general. Open to receive love, and don't blast all over the internet. Like I said, you're not going to be trying to make this guy jealous and rub stuff in his face. It's just, he's going to feel that energy. If you actually genuinely just try to kind of move on, not 100%, but just, you know, just keep going with your life, he's going to feel that energy. And it could cause him to come back. It could cause him to consider what's up with you guys. But, you know, who knows? Maybe you'll meet someone, and sometimes what's meant to happen is that there's one or two soulmates you have to be with and lessons you need to learn before you unite with your twin. It might be that you end up meeting the soulmate and you're with them this life, and the next life you meet with your twin. I don't know. I can't say, but I do feel like what's being called of you is it's more self-love work you need to do, which is actually like, I'm worthy of a date. I'm worthy of a man. I'm worthy, and you know, I'm worthy of this guy. I'm worthy of this guy and this guy and this guy and this guy. It doesn't really matter. Like, I am worthy. And so get out of that desperate frame of mind. Of course, this person is always going to have the special place in your heart, and you will never probably be able to get over this guy. I'm just going to be honest with you. And that's okay. But instead of thinking of them with that despair and that aching and that longing and yearning and like, you know, that drama, think about him and just send him love and light and just be like, you know what? Be thankful for the beautiful connection you guys have. He feels it too. You know he feels it too. Come on. Just be thankful for it. And, you know, being with someone has its own complications. This isn't going to be what solves your life and makes everything perfect. Once you get, like, let's pretend like this person came and confessed to you how they feel. What's going to happen is you guys will get together and everything will be yay for a while, and all of a sudden, you know, you guys will start fighting, and then there'll be all this baggage coming up, and then there's going to be all this healing work, and there'll be good moments and there'll be bad moments, and that's just relationships. Relationships bring their whole other set of problems and blessings, you know, and beauty. So what I have to say here is that there's always going to be the next thing. there's always going to be the next thing. Then when you guys are in a relationship, it's going to be like, oh, now when's he going to tell me he loves me? And then like finally he'll tell you he loves you, and then you're like happy for like another week, and then it's like, oh, well, when's he going to marry me, or when are we going to move in? And then that happens, and then you're like, oh, well, there's always like the next thing. There's always like the next level that you're longing for and you're hoping for in relationships, and it'll never stop. And I think that's what you have to realize here, is this cyclical nature of longing and wanting and yearning. You got to get onto that spiritual perspective. You got to get really meta with this and realize that you guys are already one. You guys are a part of each other. Everyone's a part of the same thing, universe, fractals, whatever, you know what I mean? We're all one with this earth and the universe and each other. And when all else fails, you can always just send him love and light. And unfortunately, that's where you're at right now. And I think some healing needs to go into this relationship. And since you're all spiritual and stuff, you know, you can use your frame of mind to do that, and your beliefs to do that. You can there's special meditations you can do where you heal the connection, or you cut cords, and you might just really want to get into that. If you're interested, let me know and I'll send you some meditations. I meditate all the time. I love it. But man, that's really all I can say. I feel like that might kind of scare you, you know, but you need to get out. This is about you. This isn't about him. You need to get out there, you know. It's been, like you said, it's been so long. You're not a spinster. You're not old. Like, I feel like I see you. You're beautiful. You're a lot more beautiful than you think. And, you know, if he dissed you because of supposedly the way you look or whatever, you just have to know that whatever people say about you and whatever they mirror to you and whatever is actually what's true of themselves. And that's why I stopped judging people, and that's why I stopped gossiping, and that's why I stopped just like, at least try to stop like projecting stuff onto people, because I realized that it gives a lot away, because that if you're, you know, calling someone a name, or you're saying something speaking ill of someone, it's really the only reason that you're able to pick that characteristic out in someone is because it's really how you feel about yourself on the inside. As within, so without. Does that make sense? So I feel like this guy doesn't really feel like he's worthy of a relationship. He may not be very confident in his own looks and the way that his body looks. And so he might have said that to you if he did say that to you. I don't know if you actually said he said that, or you're just like feeling that way. But if he said that, you have to know that that reveals a lot. He doesn't feel worthy in the way he looks, and just like the way he's presenting himself to actually be with the relationship and with the person. And so you don't have to take that on. That was a projection from him. You don't actually have to believe like, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not skinny enough, I'm not fit enough. I think you just need to honor your body and honor this vessel, and I think it's going to help if you put yourself out there and realize that there are other men who think you're beautiful. And I really do think this guy does. Remember the last reading, how hopeful it was? Like, I do think he thinks you're beautiful and he wants to be with you, and it's just, he's a lot of darkness here that he's working through. Everyone is, you know? And what's more important right now is you and your personal growth and your self-esteem and getting into that place of worthiness and receptivity, you know? Breaking that cycle between you guys. So, comfort. To comfort you, they're saying, you know, we're really sorry, like, you can't know everything in this situation, and that might be why there's certain answers you're not getting, and they're just trying to prompt you to stay grounded. And yeah, look, I pulled this card again. I think I've already pulled this for you. It's just saying, I feel like it's a card saying, like, you're doing really good despite how heavy and emotional this situation is. You just got to try to stay above it, and you know, just stay above it, fly above it, because you know how dark everything is in the world is when you get sucked too deep down into this, and you can't view this situation through that dark perspective anymore, because it's just going to make it worse for both of you. You need to hold the light here and start trying to turn this around through your thoughts and your perceptions. This is whenever you're totally effed and you're in a situation where you're just stuck and there's no way, you're just like going around in circles and there's no way through. You have to realize a couple things. First of all, timing. There's a season in life for everything. Don't forget, it might just not be the season yet, you know? Something else too is your perspective. Instead of getting worried about this, first of all, admit your true feelings. Admit, like, you know what, this is awful, I'm sad, and you did that in your email. You admitted to me all that your true feelings about this, but Now what you can do is be like, okay, I acknowledge that I feel that way. And that's, that's okay, but I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to choose to change my perspective and my beliefs, and I trust that everything that's happening in this situation is happening in divine right timing. And I trust that the reason that this is in my life is because there's some blessing here for me, or there's some lesson here for me. And I'm going to continue forward and keep my eyes open for that. And I trust that this relationship has been in my life for a reason, and I'm thankful for everything I've learned from it. And you know what? I am beautiful, and I am worthy of love, and I am worthy of this person's love. And I understand that for whatever reason, that just can't happen right now, and that's not what's happening. And in the meantime, I'm going to move forward, and I'm going to live my life, and I'm going to allow myself to love and have connection, and I'm going to continue to support this person and send them love and light. And when I think about them and I catch myself worrying and ruminating about it, I'm going to stop myself, and I'm going to tell myself an affirmation. I'm going to say, I am worthy, I am beautiful, and this situation is resolved. In spiritual truth, this situation is resolved. And I'm just going to tap into that solution and trust that it will come and send this person love and light, and I'm going to let it go. And then you move on with your day. Do you kind of see that, though? That's called alchemy. That's called when life hands you lemons, you make lemonade. You know what I'm saying? You got to be careful, because if you need to sit down and have a good cry about this, do it. You don't want to resist. When you have these emotions coming up, these deep emotions about this person, you don't want to resist that. But you know the difference between when something's coming up and you need to process it and get it out and be honest with yourself, or when you're just ruminating and you're thinking and attaching to thoughts that just aren't productive, and that's what those affirmations are for. And that's what, talking yourself to yourself like that kind of helps, and sometimes when you're in a situation where you've been mourning and grieving over something for years and years, it becomes an obsession, and it becomes it just can really be hard on you. And once you start changing your perception, it just makes you feel so much better. It makes you feel happier and stronger and more in control. And you remember, like I said, as within, so without. You change that, how you feel on the inside about the situation, and I promise you, it will change on the outside. Okay, so that's, when I read your email, I just knew I had to tell you this. I was like, I have to tell you about alchemy and about this perception. And it's gonna take a while. Overnight, you can't just change how you feel about this, because like I said, it's a habit, it's a pattern, obsession, addiction even, to the way you think about this. And so you're gonna have to really trick your brain. It's really all in your head here. And that's the crazy thing, when you realize everything's all in your head, and all really is well, and things really are working out for you. So you need to start looking at the evidence in your life of how things have already worked out for you. You need to start looking for the little signs and the little miracles you've been given in this situation. I feel like there's some things you've overlooked. And they're saying face your fear. I think that there is going to be a moment where you're really going to just have to tell this person how you feel. I don't think it's now. I think you should work on yourself. I think you should get another boyfriend, or just start dating someone, or at least go on a couple dates just to feel confident. Or if that's too much for you, join some type of couples or singles, singles group, or just start interacting with the opposite sex more and start feeling more confident, because this whole situation has really weighed on your self-esteem. But you need to realize that the way this guy has treated you isn't necessarily personal. It has a lot to do with what he's been through. I'm not excusing him, because I'll be honest with you, I just kind of want to shake this guy and be like, you're missing out on the best thing in your life. But once again, everything is happening in divine right timing. There's some type of plan here. So they're just saying face your fear. This is also a good omen for you. There's a lot of abundance and fertility coming your way. So I think you might find that when you take this path, this new path you're headed on, with your self-love and everything, there's going to be a lot of really cool stuff coming into your life. A lot of doors are going to be opening for you. This is why. Why is this happening? And they won't tell me why. They're just saying you need to stay focused right now. And I think they They want you to stay focused on having a new perception, one that serves you, because this perception is not serving you. Find other ways, once again, to view the situation, and really spend time in meditation. And don't feel silly about actually spending a lot of time healing this. If you put some time into this, a couple weeks of really actually focusing on this issue and working on healing it and not running away from it, you will find that peace, and you will shift the situation. And I've done this. I've had a couple things like in my life, I guess, kind of similar to this. And I mean, you just meet so many people in your life, have so many connections, and some people just get under your skin, and sometimes you regret certain things you did or certain things you didn't do, and you know, it can really weigh on you, especially as an empath and someone who's sensitive. And so when you meditate and you do healings like cutting the cords and stuff like that, and you stay focused on trying to just, you know, have compassion for yourself and for the other person, and to really heal the situation with love and understanding, you know, you find that peace. And that's what your inner child needs. Remember, we were talking a lot about your inner child in the last reading? Your inner child is scared, you know? I feel like they're just really, this is overwhelming for them. You know, your love just terrifies you. And guess what? Me too. Oh my God. I don't even want to talk about my love life. I absolutely love and adore my partner, and we have a good relationship, but, you know, I've had trouble with love in my life. I think it's why I know so much about it. I think it's why I can be introspective about it. Why I'm really good at love readings, and I understand. You know, it has really been a huge, sorry for my language, but kind of a mind fuck, you know, to realize that you create your reality through your thoughts and through your actions and through your intentions and your visualizations, and it just becomes more and more important the more you wake up to that, to visualize a positive outcome, to choose love instead of fear, and to focus on your peace and you know, nurturing yourself and your inner child and stuff. So make this your goal now. Make this your focus now. Not this person. Don't let this person leech any more of your energy. There could be something else out there for you, endings, or it could be the beginning of something new with this person, but I don't think you should wait. I bet you anything what's going to happen is you take a step forward, you get a new boyfriend, or you start moving in that direction. Once again, we're not rubbing it in this person's face. We're not playing games, you know? They will feel that energy shift, though, and it's either going to prompt this person to move on as well, or it's something's going to come to head here. So that's about all I can say. I really hope that helps. I think that this card came out because Spirit's like acknowledging that, yes, you are stuck here in this cycle, but eventually you will get to this door, and it might just be a matter of, it's just the season. Like I said, sometimes it's just not the right timing. Sometimes there's some more growth that has to happen here. So just remember, everything in life has a season, and don't feel like yours is over. You know, if you're in a winter now, just know that spring will be coming soon. All right? Peace out.